Well, the Rams haven't called St. Louis home for more than 2 years, but News 4 Investigates discovered bills from the proposed football stadium on the North Riverfront are still piling up. And some contractors say they're getting ripped off by the city. Here's News 4 investigator Lauren Traeger.
I guess in hindsight, maybe the lesson is you should never trust anyone in government. I think that's a terrible lesson.
Carlton Brown wanted to make a difference in St. Louis, a partner at a minority-owned company called Direct Invest Development.
We try to build healthy communities as opposed to just building buildings.
Way back in 2015, Brown was contacted by St. Louis aldermen to help keep the St. Louis Rams and build a new stadium. Brown says he hesitated.
We just had a family tragedy. We lost our son a few months earlier to colon cancer.
But he says officials told him his work writing a minority inclusion plan would propel St. Louis forward and help heal racial and economic divides.
Was contacted at the last moment and decided it was worth it.
He says he was assured they would get paid by the Regional Convention and Sports Complex Authority, or RSA.
He agreed that they would pay us for the work. So we stayed committed to do the work, and we finished the work, and that was the last we heard from him.
The report got written.
And they used your work.
And they used our work.
And Brown and his partner sent in their bills. Almost $61,000 that has since ballooned to more than $93,000 because of interest. Even to this day, nearly 3 years later, Brown's never been paid. And now they've been sending letters all the way up to the mayor's office asking for what they say is owed.
Pay them.
We sat down with President of the Board of Aldermen, Lewis Reed, who says there's a real irony.
When you look at this deal, everybody got paid but the minority contractor.
Reed says the report was helpful to the now defunct plan and says aldermen still use the information in it to this day.
Did you ever promise or assure them that they would get paid?
No, I never did. That conversation was between them and RSA.
But the RSA denies they're responsible. After more than a dozen phone calls over months and a canceled interview, no one from the RSA has spoken on camera with News 4 about it. Alderman Reed now calling for hearings.
2 years later, the RSA is still stiff-arming the guy and, holding him at bay and not paying him.
Brown now considering suing.
I think after the aldermen and everyone got what they needed from us, we weren't a priority any longer.
So will taxpayers get stuck holding the bag? No, according to the city councilor in his own letter, because Brown and his partner never signed any kind of contract. Shame on himself, Brown says.
I did think it was strange, but the context again was I think they had, and why it took them so long to get to this point, but they said they only had 10 or 15 days to get this legislation written.
Brown told us at this point he doesn't have any confidence he will get paid. Still, Alderman Reed's office tells us the issue is far from over. They want to see an investigation seeking to get that contractor paid. It's an issue we'll certainly keep following. Lauren Traeger, News 4 Investigates.